all, this election is more than Herschel Walker. This election is about the people.
Well, in his defense, who wouldn't have an erection on his mind sitting between two of the sexiest senators alive?
More than 200,000 voters who voted for Brian Kemp, but then chose not to vote for Herschel Walker.
I want to talk about the continuing ridiculousness that is Herschel Walker.
Choice in this election, I think, couldn't be clearer.
Crystal.
I know that there are differences in this country, but I think it's safe to say that in my race, this is no longer about Republican and Democrat, right and left. This is right and wrong.
His candidacy is absurd. Whoever fucking had that idea is a moron. And the Republican Party's roosters are coming home.
With his climbing number of lies, he's getting a lot closer to that goal. The latest is that he said on at least 3 separate occasions that he worked in law enforcement. Well, for fact's sake, let's clear things up. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, in a 2017 speech, Walker said this: "I work with the Cobb County Police Department, and I have been in criminal justice all my life." Then 2 years later, while giving a speech to soldiers, he said, "I spent time at Quantico at the FBI training school. Y'all didn't know I was an agent?" They didn't know because he wasn't. And according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Cobb County Police Department said they have no record of any involvement with Walker. His campaign said in a statement to Newsweek the following: "Herschel studied criminal justice at the University of Georgia and has supported and worked with law enforcement for years, including speaking to police about mental health, leading women's self-defense training, participating in the FBI Academy at Quantico, and being awarded honorary deputy status in Cobb, along with 3 other Georgia counties." All of that explanation to say, you're right, he didn't work in law enforcement.
Being in a runoff is something I think I was built for. I think Raphael went out a little bit surprised after spending the amount of money that he spent. This election here is about, about controlling the Senate in the sense that, we're not going to let them take this Senate away. Right now, we can have everyone have the different committees. Now the committee could be even, whereas if the Republican lose that Senate seat, then the Democrat got total control.
And apparently, this guy still thinks that his vote's gonna matter. I don't think he really knows what job he's applying for. The very fact that they ran for Senate proves that they don't give a fuck about America. And my God, how is it possible this guy's candidacy continues? Oh.
The amount of money is really staggering. It's hard to believe the numbers you just put up, that's just in the runoff.
I mean, come on, Georgia. Do you really think that this guy gives a fuck about you? He doesn't even give a fuck about his kids. And I'm not talking about the ones that he killed. I'm talking about the ones that are still alive. The Republicans find themselves in a trap of their own making. And Erection Day is coming.
This election is more than Herschel Walker. This election is about the people.
But the world we grew up in, you had to be twice as good, to get recognized for half as much. Obama was the president of the Harvard Law Review, constitutional law professor, is very well spoken, all these things, senator, state legislature, and all I heard from the fucking right was he was incompetent, he doesn't love America, and all these fucking things I had to hear for all these years for one of the smartest people ever to be in the White House, by the way. One of the most thoughtful people. They even criticized him for being an unbelievable speaker, those were the criticisms, It wasn't just a criticism of his policy, okay? It was a criticism of his person. He wasn't good enough. He didn't meet that bar. And this motherfucker, Herschel Walker, is their standard of what somebody should be in office. Go fuck yourselves, Republicans, on this, honestly.
Claimed that he owned companies that don't actually exist. He lied about his college achievements, and in 2020, he falsely claims that he knew of a mist that prevented COVID. Watch this.
Do you know right now I have something that can bring you into a building that would clean you from COVID as you walk through this dry mix. As you walk through the door, it will kill any COVID on your body. EPA, FDA approved.
A mist that will clean you from COVID? That reminded us of something.
And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
Y'all take it easy. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal.